It's time for another Awkward Shots Quickie.
Sure is. And this time we're delving into Dismal Disney.
Dismal Disney, that's a new one. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you may or may not have heard that in the last week, I think it's been about a week, Disney released a new premium upgrade that you can do when you go to Disneyland or Disney World. Now we'll delve into the specifics of each one, but essentially you can purchase a pass that will allow you, and just you,
And just you. It's per person.
per park. Okay. So only one park, especially when we're talking about Disney World. And you can ride every ride in that one park once without having to schedule a return time. You can just choose to show up when you want to show up, ride that one ride, and then go to the next. There's no repeats. And it comes with a very hefty price tag.
Yeah, let's start off with some basic details, right? So these estimates come from multiple sources, and I will say that there are differing sources saying differing price amounts, so it's not really clear. But in general, Disney World's going to be anywhere from $129 up to $478.19.
Mm-hmm.
That's according to ABC. And then the AP actually reports it's going to go up to about $449, so about $450 per person. Disneyland, they average out about $400. Now in each parks, Animal Kingdom, you're looking at $129 to $199 plus tax. Epcot, $169 to $249 plus tax. Disney Hollywood Studios, $269 to $349 plus tax. And then Magic Kingdom will be anywhere from $329 to $449 plus tax. Now again, these are just estimates. They're going to vary, and they're probably going to be always on the high side, and they're probably going to go up. Let's be honest.
I think they're going to do what they already do with the day ticket price. So the day ticket price is not a set price. It is a range depending on the day of the week you're going, the time of year that you're going. And I think also too, how many people who are pass holders have reservations.
That's a good point too. You do need to get a ticket as well. So this doesn't include your ticket. So this is on top of the ticket.
And so it's going to be based on availability, how busy the park is, time of year, whatever mood Bob Iger's in that morning. It's day to day, and they may release them like a month at a time so you can purchase them. Now, if you are interested in the Disney World one, you can only purchase this currently because it's quote unquote testing. If you are staying at a deluxe Disney resort, which is only about 4 resorts at Walt Disney World. So you've got the monorail resorts, and then I believe there's one other.
Animal Kingdom, I believe, is the other one.
So those, you have to be staying at one of those 4 properties to even have the opportunity to buy this. And they're only testing it right now, and you still have to purchase it.
So a couple things too. Nacy sort of alluded to it at the beginning. You get to ride each ride that has a lightning lane. So if the lightning lane is not on a ride, it's not in the system. And you can only do it once. So you go to a ride, you ride it once. You ride the Haunted Mansion, you can ride it once. Then you can't use the lightning lane again.
You would have to purchase another individual lightning lane?
No. So only certain rides have individual lightning lanes, and that's not Haunted Mansion. So if you went to the Haunted Mansion, you could ride it once in the lightning lane, and that's it. Then you'd have to go to the regular line.
Yeah, you got to go to the standby.
For rides like, I don't know what's still available. Tron is still, I believe, a premium lightning, the upper tier of lightning lane. You would be able to go on that multiple times if you purchased it again.
Yeah, so like Big Thunder, I think, is under the individual lightning lane umbrella. But if it has the ability to buy an individual lightning lane, you would have to purchase another lightning lane. And if they don't have an individual lightning lane available for that ride, you would have to stand in the general standby queue.
There's no way to pass that queue. So this really doesn't hurt the Disney World side so much, but it does Disneyland, because there are a few at Disneyland that apparently don't have lightning lanes on them.
Now, the Disney...
And let's finish the details just real quick, okay? So only 1 per park ticket, so you only get 1 park.
Yeah, there's nothing that encompasses all 4 parks.
So if you buy it, you buy it for Magic Kingdom or you buy it for Animal Kingdom, but you can't go to the other parks. There's nothing available to currently do that. guest at the certain hotel, like Disneyland is open to everybody 2 days in advance. So 2 days out, you can try to get one of these if you're interested in getting them. 21 days in advance for Disney World. So it's less than a month. And again, you have to be staying at those premium hotels. And that's kind of, and then I have a breakdown of the VIP tours that we'll talk about in a bit. But that's kind of the general information.
Yeah. So you can purchase additional parks. So if you have a park hopper, you can purchase Animal Kingdom and Epcot or Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Like you could purchase, there's no limit to how many of these you can purchase.
Oh yeah, you can give Disney all the money they want.
But there is no price that encompasses all 4 parks. So if you have a park hopper, you're not using the park hopper that day. You could, but you're going to wait in line. So you could be easily shelling out $1,000 a day.
Per person.
To do this at Disney World.
And that's not with the ticket included. So you're looking at like $1,000 if you park hopped between, like, let's just say Hollywood Studios and Disney World, assuming they or Magic Kingdom, assuming they allow you to do this, you're looking at almost $1,000 just in that. Yeah. Then you have to add the $300 ticket on top of that. So
and then add your food.
And anybody else in your party, you haven't even gotten to them yet. So if you go with somebody else, that's doubling that cost.
They also have to purchase that. Yeah. So it's not like you can just like bring a buddy for free with this pass, which would be an interesting twist. One thing I do want to say about Disneyland is Disneyland isn't just Disneyland and California Adventure. It does actually include both parks in that purchase.
Yeah, so that's the only one that actually has multiple parks.
So I did want to preface that because, don't be coming at me and be like, well, Disneyland's different. Yes, Disneyland is slightly different. Like Gary said, it's open to anybody. It doesn't matter what resort you're staying, if you're staying on Disney property or not. And it does include both parks.
And we'll be talking about the DAS in our next Awkward Quickie later this month. It'll probably be next week on our podcast. And I'm accepting all apologies down below since I called it out in March of this year, that moving the DAS off of this line was just a money grab. And I welcome the apologies in the comments below.
Yeah, this has definitely been something we've been talking about ad nauseum because we genuinely saw the writing on the wall.
Yep.
When it happened.
Predicted everything that's happened.
What was happening. And, to me personally, I just don't see how, and even if we were pass holders right now and we were going to the parks, it's just us two. Do we have the money to do this? We could do it. Do we want to do it? Absolutely not. I do not see the value in this. I don't see the value in this at all whatsoever.
Yeah, the only reason I would do this is if the people on our channel want us to do it. Let us know in the show notes. There's memberships on YouTube. Happy to join and help us do this journey.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're not going to do this. And I'll tell you why. We talked a little bit off camera about this, but VIP tours, they are definitely a better value than this is.
Yes.
And I think they're both overpriced. So I want to comment that before we start. They are both ridiculously overpriced. But a VIP tour to Disney World is anywhere from $450 to $900 an hour, right? And you have to do it for the minimum of 7 hours. So it's going to be anywhere from $3,150 to $9,000 to do a VIP tour.
Yep.
The benefits of the VIP tour, though, is that you can do up to 10 people. So really, it only comes out to anywhere from $900 to $315, depending on the days you go, for a VIP tour at Disney World.
Yep.
You must have a 7-hour minimum, and it's up to 10 hours, so you can do a 10-hour VIP tour at max. You do need to buy park tickets, so it's the same thing with this, is that it doesn't come with the park tickets, but it can include admissions to special parties. So VIPs, if you do that during a special party, they actually will include the admission to the special party, like Mickey's Not So Scary or something like that.
Which I think that definitely is a better value because you can bring up to, I think, 10 people.
Up to 10 people, yes.
Yeah.
And Disneyland, before we go too far, is $3,500 to $8,000 for the 7-hour rating. And so that basically rounds out to about $500 to $800 per hour for Disneyland. And remember, you can go to all the parks with those.
Yeah. And you get backdoor entrances. A lot of times they will shuttle you. Yep. They will get your food for you. They will guide you.
You get a fancy pen.
Like, there's a lot of benefit. Yeah. We actually saw what those pens look like the other day, and we'll talk about that in the future. But yeah,
that'll be actually in our
actual podcast.
Yeah, November podcast.
I feel like that is a better value to me, especially if I'm a family. If this is my one trip to Disney World, can you do it without fast passes? We haven't tried that in a really long time because, again, after they got rid of DAS, we were just kind of like, we don't feel like giving Disney our money. However, if you guys want to see us test all of this stuff, like Gary mentioned, like, help us out. We'll definitely do it. We would love to show you, but we're very apprehensive about giving Disney money when they are not supporting people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm. So a couple things that they said, backstage access is great, but you also get transportation. So they have like minivans or even like just Suburbans that you hop into and you go from backstage Disney. Let's say you're in Animal Kingdom, right? So you're in backstage Animal Kingdom and they'll take you to backstage of Hollywood Studios to get to those rides. So you don't have to wait in lines. You don't have to go through the traffic. It's all backstage area and it's really quick. You also get this personal assistant with you with the VIP tours who can, while you're on rides, go and get you food and stuff. So if you're like, I need some munchies, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go get this. You ride the ride. By the time you get off, they already got your food. So you don't have to go and wait in concession lines.
If you want a reservation that you cannot get at a restaurant,
they can do it for you.
They can get you a table. Like me personally, if I did a VIP tour and there was a restaurant I wanted to go to, like maybe Victoria and Albert's or something, I would be like, at the end of my day, that's how I'm ending my day. We're going to end there. Get me a reservation somewhere. You can do the same thing with like the after party fireworks. Yep. They can get you access to things that you can't get. Character meet and greets.
You don't get any of this stuff with that premium lightning lane. Literally, the premium lightning lane is giving you a one-time, it's basically like a coupon book. Think of it like the old coupon books.
Yeah.
You have each ride as a coupon. Once you use those coupons,
it's done.
That's it. And it's
you gotta
just
buy another
for you.
coupon book.
Yeah, and you got to buy another coupon book. If you have a friend with you, they can't share that coupon. It has to be your coupon. They have to get another one. This is insane. This is basically like going back to the early days of Disney's, giving you a coupon book and having you ride the rides. But they also are charging you to get in, which is insane. So you want me to pay to get in, but you also want me to pay per ride. That's their end goal here, people. That is what they're moving towards. You need to realize that now and start standing up to it, or they're just going to keep doing this.
It's just going to get worse. Now, I would also like to talk about how people have compared this to Universal. And this has been going on for a while now. People have been trying to say, well, Universal also charges for their fast passes. Universal also charges for this. Let me just say this, first of all. Universal, if you're staying at one of their premium hotels, it's included for free.
Yes.
Okay, right off the bat. Number 2, it's cheaper to get into Universal than it is to get into Disney for a day ticket.
Yes.
Number 3, their fast pass cost currently is cheaper than Disney's premium lightning lane.
Yep.
So altogether, now granted, currently they only have 2 theme parks and that's going to change soon. So who knows what this shakedown's going to be, but you're getting a lot more for your money because this is only giving you one theme park, guys. Okay, you buy the fast pass and you have a park hopper over at Universal. It works for both parks. You can do a park hopper at Universal, ride all the fast roller coasters that you want to ride for less money than going to Disney for one day, one park, one person, and getting a premium lightning lane. I just don't see it. And, people are going to come in the comments and be like, oh, you know what? Universal is just it's not Disney. It's not the same product. You could have said that maybe 15 years ago. Disney has cut back on so much. Your parking is more money.
Your maintenance is significantly less.
Yeah, rides are going down left and right.
And cleanliness. Cleanliness too.
Yeah, the parks in and of itself, they're cutting back on cast members. They're cutting back on shows. They're cutting back obviously with the DAS and the accessibility. When we did not go into the Disney parks, we just went to Disney Springs. One of the things that shocked us was the fact that we did not see nearly as many people in ECVs as we have previously seen. So I think the people in the disability community are feeling this. Also, too, people with families are feeling this because this is out of reach for, I would say, 90% of Americans who are a family of 4.
Well, and we were there on a Friday night at Disney Springs, and it was busy, but it wasn't what it used to be busy.
It
Not
wasn't even
close.
last year busy.
Yeah, the only place that was busy was around the World of Disney. Everywhere else was pretty light. I would say it was like, I don't want to say a mall, but like that's kind of what I think of. It was like the mall level.
There's some snake points that you hit at Disney Springs that I think like when you get to those snake points, it gets a little congested. But when you get to the bigger, more open areas, like we could walk around, and it was definitely telling of this slow slope that Disney's been on, and I just don't see how this is going to help.
Yeah, I call it the failed restaurant approach. That's what I call it. It's when they just keep raising prices because less and less people keep going there. And you get in this conversation of, okay, I'm going to raise prices because less people are here, and then less people come because you raise the prices, and then they raise the prices more because less people came. And it's just this downward spiral and a race to the bottom. Something we did forget to mention, though, with the VIP tours is you do get free snacks with the VIP tours, too. So you get popcorn, candy bars, Mickey bars, things like that.
And
those
water
are included, too, for free.
Yeah. They'll pick you up in an air-conditioned vehicle. You ain't going to be sweating.
So again, none of that with the I'm just going to call it the coupon book because that's what the premium lightning is. It's the old coupon book is what it is.
And, this is just really disappointing to us. Like when we saw this announcement, we kind of had some guesses back and forth how much they were going to actually charge for this. And this was actually more money than we thought they were going to end up charging for this. And honestly, this isn't for us. I don't think this is for a majority of people who do Disney. And I think there are going to be people who are going to try this and are going to be very disappointed. And again, they're going to go to Disney. They're going to have this vacation. And we've said this before. They're just going to feel like the value isn't there.
Well, I also feel for the cast members, and here's why. Because with the DAS, they're pushing basically the DAS decisions off to cast members per ride. So you're having to go up to these rides and talk to them and try to convince them to let you use the accommodations that you need. That's one. And then two, people who are going to buy this premium lightning lane are not going to be happy. They're going to want to ride the ride more than once. They're going to want to go on Haunted Mansion multiple times or whatever their favorite ride is. And when they get to that ride the second time, that cast member is going to have to be like, no, that's not how it works. And I cannot imagine those poor cast members having to deal with these meltdowns because they're going to be excessive. If you're paying $500 a person to get this pass, it's assumed in my head that you would be able to ride as much as you want, not just one time.
Yeah. And think about, you already paid for your park ticket to get in that day. So maybe $700 a person you're looking at, and you times that by your family of 4 or 5, and you haven't even figured out how much you paid to park that day if you drove.
Yeah, you got parking too.
How much your lunch is going to cost you, even if you ate at the cheapest quick service on property. How much your bottled water is going to cost you because it's hot. You're going to need to drink. And how much your dinner, possibly, maybe you go off property. And
then after wasting that much money, you're going to need an adult drink as well, probably.
And what about souvenirs? Like, and then this doesn't even include PhotoPass. Like, this doesn't even include your PhotoPass. So if you want to take those lovely family pictures at Disney and you want to have these memories to last you a lifetime, you're looking at shelling out another $200. This is absolutely insane. Now, the PhotoPass does cover everybody in your party. It's not per person.
Yeah, we're not talking about PhotoPass, but yeah, you're right. You'd have to buy that too.
It's upgrade after upgrade after upgrade, and they're going after people who aren't here.
But are they upgrades if you're just buying a coupon book?
I don't think it's an upgrade. Yeah, I don't think it's an upgrade. It's an upcharge.
Yeah,
we'll call it an upcharge.
I wouldn't call it an upgrade though.
So, when I go to the restaurant and it's an upcharge for me to get a loaded baked potato for $2 versus me getting a standard baked potato, at least I know I'm going to eat it. This is like an upcharge of $700.
Well, and too, think about how bad the rides have been lately with the breakdowns, with the refurbishments, with all that stuff. You buy a Magic Kingdom ticket, you get in there, and the only rides you can ride are the Barnstormer. And you're like, wow, that was really worth all that money I just spent to go on the Barnstormer.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to be in the comments, it's not going to happen. Yeah.
It
will. It will. I'm not even saying it could. It will happen.
Because you ride Tron, you ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Big Thunder's going down January of next year for an entire year. So you might as well just count that out, because we only got about 6 weeks left of that. You got Pirates, which Pirates does okay. It doesn't usually go down too much, but you got Pirates. And then pretty much all that's left are the carpets, which don't have a lightning lane. Tiana's, which has been breaking down a lot. And you've got Stitch. Stitch does have, or not Stitch, Buzz. Buzz does have a lightning lane. I don't know if they have individual lightning lanes, but it does have a lightning lane.
That wouldn't be an individual. And you never know. They might revamp the individual ones to try to, again, profit more off of you.
I just don't know. This is just isn't for me.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below what you think of it.
Are you going to buy it?
Apologies are open in those comments too. Feel free to put those in there. I don't take anything personal, but I do appreciate a good apology.
Like we said in the beginning, if you guys want to see us test this, by all means, feel free to go to our Patreon, send us some donations.
You don't have to go to Patreon. You can actually just join on YouTube. We have YouTube memberships now.
And, we're happy to take that money and try it and show you. Like, we will make it happen.
Yeah. But otherwise, we're fairly hesitant.
We're sitting this one out
to spend our money at Disney. Yeah. It'll be interesting. It goes live, I believe, later, early in November. I believe it goes live.
Soon.
So we will see it soon how it works out.
And I'm sure every major vlogger out there is going to get it from Disney for free.
Yep. And then they're going to tell you how great it is. And please don't believe them because it's not. You can use your eyes and see that it's not going to be a good system.
So, yeah, let us know if you're going to do this, because I'm interested to hear from the people who are just still stands for Disney and are going to do this.
Yeah, and tune in next week to our podcast where we're going to be discussing how to actually argue these DAS arguments, because we're tired of seeing people flounder in the comments when they're trying to argue for the disability access system being more inclusive. So otherwise, this should end our awkward quickie.
And I hope you guys have a fabulous day.
If you can't do it well, do it quickly.
We just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button, as it helps us reach a wider audience and helps our channel grow even further. To those of you who are already subscribed to the channel, we just wanted to say a huge thank you for always being there and supporting our channel. We cannot wait to take you guys on our next adventure, so we'll see you guys in the next one.